Business leaders, founders, entrepreneurs who are looking to scale and change their lives. Do you want to start and scale your business but don't know how? I agree it is tough as hell, but it doesn't have to be. Just make sure you're in this 100% to be successful. Are you? If yes, then think about watching the rest of this video and we will go over how to write a good business plan. If you are here for the first time, I'm Dr. Umar Khan. I'm a physician. I'm the founder of True Talent Online, and having launched tech businesses and created especially healthcare telemedicine applications and help startups get off the ground, I wanted to share my experiences and mistakes so you don't repeat my mistakes. So you can subscribe if you think you need to know more about these topics. You should be able to draft a business plan if you're considering opening a company. Despite having a fantastic idea, most startups end up failing. And the unfortunate fact of the matter is 8 to 9 businesses startups out of every 10 fail after the first 5 years. And I believe you don't want your company to be one of them. And what causes certain companies to fail while others may not? Well, there are a couple of factors. One is, of course, bad customer service, then ineffective logistics, poor cost management, and subpar, poor products that are just not right for the public. These are, of course, some of the problems, but the fact of the matter is that this usually happens because most entrepreneurs don't have a solid business plan in place. If you actually take the time and effort to develop precise objectives, business plans can help you identify and accomplish your aims. You will look to set attainable objectives and a strategy for your achievement. And it can certainly help in the realization of your dreams and your business growth. So I've put together a comprehensive list of everything or the main things that you should take into account while drafting your business plan. Number one, my friends, is going to be define your vision. What is your vision? Writing down your actual vision actually helps because you actually have a direction towards which you're going. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this to get money, get famous? Well, if that is your vision, then yes, go ahead. But let me tell you this, you have to put it down on paper so you are focused. And I agree this will change, but that is all part of the process. At least putting a vision down to paper at least will get you going in the right direction that you want to go, and you will set your goals properly. Now, it will happen that you will certainly change. Your co-workers will tell you, hey, this is not the right vision or this is not the right approach. So take it with a grain of salt, but at least put it down on paper. What is your vision? What are you actually aiming for? So after you've thought about your vision, then you have to see what are your aims. And these aims are actually the steps that you want to take for the short term as well as for the long term aims that you have. You have to take your vision. You will achieve your vision eventually by taking small steps and bigger steps towards that one single vision and goal. So this will actually be your planning phase. Think broadly, clearly describe your short-term goals, which you hope you will accomplish within, let's say, a few months to a few years. Actually put this down on paper. What are your midterm goals? Which are your long-term goals? And which steps you actually need to take to actually achieve these goals. So you have to actually consider everything when you're thinking about this. For instance, how much revenue you want to bring in, how many stores you want, how many customers you need, how are you actually going to reach your target demographic, and do you actually have a target audience? All of these things will be the aims in different aspects that you will be looking to accomplish. And through all of this, you will be trying to figure out how much income you will eventually be bringing in month over month, year on year. Now, number 3 is basically you need to define your uniqueness, okay? You need to define what makes you unique. You need to define your unique selling proposition, and this is, of course, number 3. All of these actually will change when you go through these steps, but you have to go through this process. You have to see what distinguishes you from the rest of the pack. Do you have competitors? What are they doing and what you can do better? If you are able to pick out that unique proposition that you bring to the table, you will become more appealing to your potential clients by actually utilizing that unique selling point, or I call this USP, unique selling proposition. You need to be recognized for that particular uniqueness so people can easily differentiate you from your competitors. So basically, what sets your goods or services apart from similar competitors out on the market? That is your unique selling proposition. It could be anything from a new service or individualized customer service. Anything could be possible. Even simply highlighting the extras that your consumers or your customers actually receive from your services could also help you stand out from the rest of the crowd. And this is done all in the business plan. You could put to paper what goodies, what extra things you can potentially provide to your clients that your competitors may not be providing. The 4th aspect of any business plan is research, research. Now, don't get me wrong, because all of these things will be actually happening simultaneously before you actually launch your business, but these will all be supplementing each other. Your research will define your vision. Your uniqueness will define your aim. Your vision will define your research. But you have to go through all of these so you can get a good idea of actually how you're going to go about in your business. And of course, research is so important that, of course, it always happens that you may have a fantastic idea, and happens so often that everybody comes up with an idea and they start working on it, but they don't do any research as if there were anybody else who had a similar idea and they already launched this business about 2 years ago, and now you can't really compete with any of them. But one thing you always have to keep in mind is that how big is the market? Is there a space for another person like you to come in? Let's say, for example, the Open Table app. Somebody came to me that let's make an application where everybody who goes to a restaurant, all the friends, they can split the bill. I said, well, there are a couple of apps already in the market. So basically, you have to do your research before you actually start spending your money on any of this. But it could just be that the market is so huge. Let's say, for example, there could be multiple applications that help people pick stocks or help people pick investments. Of course, you have Robinhood, you could have a Webull, you could have M1 Finance. So you have to assess if your market is big enough. Can you actually enter and make a sizable difference or dent or disruption in the market? And if there are other competitors in the market, then you can actually learn from their mistakes and actually implement something, and you can find, again, your unique selling proposition that you can tweak a little from everybody else so that people will recognize you for what you are and come to you for that particular purpose. So if there are competitors, you can check out their benchmarks, you can look at their gross revenue, their profit margins, and you can analyze what you can actually do to make your company better than their company. And once you're familiar with how the market functions in your field, you can influence it to your advantage, and this is a crucial component of learning about and researching about your niche. Now, the fifth major aspect of a business plan is knowing your audience. AUDIENCE. All right, my handwriting is terrible, I know. You have to actually know who is your audience, who is actually bringing you the money. It should go without saying that consumers are the most crucial component of any business, whether it is a B2C business or a B2B business, and you should be uniquely and clearly familiar with all the demographics of all of your target audience. The thing is, consumers and businesses have dozens of options today for every single purchase or service, which is of course spoiled all of us, and so we have so many choices. So if you want anybody to purchase your offering or your service, you should be aware of what your ideal client wants and give it to them. For this very reason, when drafting a business strategy, you must specify your target markets and investigate their everything, their lifestyle, how they eat, sleep, drink, what do they want, what are their triggers, what are their emotional triggers, find them out and target them through media and advertising through their emotional triggers. And understanding these driving forces behind your consumer's behavior, you can get your company to succeed. You can quit wasting time on the rest of the useless stuff that you may be involved in and concentrate on the topics that interest your customers. Because as we know about the 20-80 rule, you end up spending 80% of the time on useless things and only 20% of the time on the important stuff. You have to figure out what is that 20% of the things that are important and go full head on with it. And you always have to consider that what would it make your customers to select you each time, and put yourself in their position, and then you can potentially realize what your customer really wants. So put all of this in writing, and then you will figure out how you will actually implement and carry this out. And I'm going to give a bonus point over here, and this is calculate the demand. So demand is, if there is demand, then you have services to sell. So if the demand is high and the supply is low, then of course your company will make money. So it of course makes sense that you should start a business. You should go into a business where there is a substantial demand for your goods and services. So it goes without saying that you should ascertain the demand for your goods and services. And if the demand is high and the supply is low, then that is a good business for you to get into. So before you actually start spending money on something, ascertain, figure out what is the demand. And if it happens that the demand is going down and the supply is there, that the demand keeps on going down, then the supply will be useless and your business will crash along with the crashing demand. So do your research and compile as much data as you can, and hopefully you will not make mistakes in the future. So now that you are aware of how to construct a business plan, you have the keys to your own success. And if you want a template business plan for you to kickstart your work, then check the link in the description. Get the most out of it. And this is what the doctor said, and I'm telling you today that you can do this. And if you think this is interesting to you, like, share, and subscribe. Plenty more to come. And then stick around for the next video here where I talk about how you can find and get angel investors to invest in your business. Thank you so much.